Throughout the ages, means by which it was believed to establish connections with the divine have been formed and spread across all cultures and peoples. We do not wish for you to see this as something evil, but it is evidently important that you consider the infiltrations and intentions behind religions that have spread over the eras. Many dominant entities saw it as an opportunity for control. No great avatar who descended into the physicality of Earth had any intention of controlling or amassing people around their existence and teachings, much less claiming these people as their own or as holders of an absolute truth. This was never the case. The moon has always been one of our main bases of communication from the higher fourth dimension. For a time, its physical dimension was violated by non-federated races who used it as a camp and enslavement of the human species on Earth. The dark side of the moon is a place where there are hundreds of bases that were set up by the non-federated reptilians and draconians, as well as the Greys. Many humans from Earth were taken there and worked in these bases as slaves for a long time. Many of them belonged to these groups and were present in the Orion Wars of the past. Much of what has happened there ranges from slave labor to genetic experiments and attempts to manipulate the lunar orbit to seriously affect the Earth's tides. The full disclosure on the existence of benevolent extraterrestrials and their presence in your skies would expand and shift the human collective consciousness in a positive way in a matter of hours. It is precisely this which the Dark Ones do not want, for this would accelerate the shift even more, while the Dark's plans and their very existence would vanish from your reality. You would begin to see a new world manifest in real time within weeks. Your friends and family from the stars are with you. It is time to let go of the fear from demonic entities, for they simply do not possess the power that those who still abide by religious doctrine give them. Your skies and planet Earth are being guarded and monitored by beings of light, who are in service to the true divine radiant Creator. Were it not for their intervention and presence, your world would be swept by wars worse than prior times. However, the opposite is happening now, for there is a great opportunity, a higher light being offered to humanity at this time. We ask that you remain open to receiving this higher light and work on integrating it in your being as you feel your heart's energy field expand. Leaving no room for fear and worry as new truths come your way, which are to propel you into a new reality. Everyone on Earth has total freedom to hold independent opinions, but this does not imply they are the truth. Religions have naturally formed around teachings, and one cannot deny that the hidden power that has dominated Earth for so many generations knew this was a means by which they could appropriate people's free will and faith to manipulate, direct, and impose conditions not in tune with the truth of the highest Creator. It is clear that inciting fear through the doctrine of hell would force people to do what a God created by man desired. Anyone with the slightest balanced and lucid reasoning knows that it makes no sense for a God of love to send his creation to eternal damnation if they do not do his will. The Supreme Creator endowed all with consciousness, which calls everyone to reason through and for love, but never pushes souls into the abyss as punishment, when the abyss itself is a creation of the disharmony of the mind. As we, from Command, entered your solar system en masse in the mid-1980s, we dismantled these camps and laboratories, restoring civility and harmony to these lunar environments. There were clashes between our fleets and the dominant fleets present, because those who were there as guardians of these bases were there even before July 14, 1969, when you on Earth were told that man had walked on the moon. Believe me, it would not be easy to get there, especially considering the basic technology you had, compared to the more violent and aggressive draconians present. Needless to say, when people are informed of what really happened there in 1969, they will be very upset. In some way, you are already being informed indirectly. Never, please point to the film we are now showing on your mental screen. In the 1990s, we worked tirelessly on the moon to free it completely from the non-federated. And today it is finally free of these groups. The bases previously used by the non-federated have been remodeled and today serve as support for many other races that have come to your solar system to assist in the transition. The moon will also be a special base at specific moments in the transition of the Earth's ages when we will take there at an opportune moment. Some of our members who are currently on Earth to carry out some work already foreseen within the Ascension Protocol. There is a lot of information about the moon, but the most important thing to know is that it is and has always been a great support in the entire Earth experience. Despite having been greatly violated, its love for the Earth, as a great portal of the divine goddess for all, has never changed and never will. Also consider the moon as a protective shield when it attracts to itself wandering objects from space, such as meteors, thus preventing disasters on the surface of the Earth. Breathe deeply and feel the changes within you. Prepare to see them manifest in the outer world as well. You are now waking up from the nightmare, rising like the phoenix into a new world of light, love, peace, unity with all. While it is not inherently wrong or bad to go to a temple or church, it is important that your faith, above all, is sustained within yourself and in your own inner convictions aligned with your divine higher bodies. And going to a temple or church should be to nourish even more that faith that exists within you, not because you believe that only by being there you will find salvation or anything like that. The divine forces assist all religions on earth and provide help to all their followers. When someone goes to a church, temple, or various spiritual doctrine centers, the spiritual angels who assist humanity collaborate and manifest themselves, often during the inherent rituals in these places, and of course, people's faith allows this manifestation. Even though the dark side may infiltrate through those called priests and leaders, God's love never abandons anyone in His creation, and the light, sustained by so many followers of these doctrines, ensures the maintenance of true spirituality in these environments. Therefore, we do not wish for you to see these means of connection as bad, quite the contrary. They are sources of interconnection with the divine. We want you to know that, just as these are means for connecting with the divine, they can also be means by which manipulation often occurs. And not surprisingly, many souls have been trapped in the doctrines they received, leaving them without a real connection. Some people say that the moon is a spaceship, but we must say that it is a natural object and its function, in addition to everything we have already said, is also to regulate the Earth's magnetism, the tides and the balance of masculine and feminine energies, in addition to being the great support point in this transition phase. Just like on Earth, there is a central lunar sun that gives life to this body. The dark side of the moon is something that will become very evident in the course of the revelations that will emerge as we advance with the Ascension plan. One of the main ones is the fact that the dark side was, for a long time, a dimensional prison when many of those who, when they were on Earth, were perpetrators of crimes and deviations from universal law, were sucked into the attractive field of the dark side, leaving them trapped in this region in the lower fourth dimension. It is not only on Earth that what you call the threshold exists, but the moon for a long time. Especially on its dark side, was, and to a certain extent still is, in its lower fourth dimension, a point of treatment for souls that have deviated from the law of love. This is something that we have been working on, because there are many of our members who, due to their many incarnations on Earth, have lost their way and today find themselves trapped in these environments to treat great deviations. In the future, this environment will be completely cleansed, just as it is being done on Earth.